What's going on? Welcome back to Real World Tool Reviews. It's a cold, rainy day out here in the shop. There's raindrops hitting the metal roof, but hope it doesn't come through too bad in the audio. I'm having a nice time in here. I just got back from an estate sale. The estate sales, they slow down around the holidays and in wintertime, so I haven't been able to find a lot of good ones lately. That's why I haven't had a lot of estate sale videos lately. I know you guys love those. A lot of you do, so but we'll have more, don't worry. But I did manage to pick up a really sweet set of screwdrivers. $6 is what I paid for this. These are the Craftsman USA Western Forge Craftsman Industrial. Look at that number 3 Phillips. What a monster. I love these handles. I've talked about them in some other videos. I actually already had this one. I found this one at an estate sale a couple months ago. So it was these 5 screwdrivers and then another $1 for these 2. But they had, they had $2 a piece on them. It was half off today. Got them for $1 a piece, and these were $1. Got them for 50 cents. This is, and I would love to have a full set of these Craftsman Professional USA little spinny precision screwdrivers. I'm really, really pleased with this. I love this one. I just love the shape of this, and it's just a really nice little precision screwdriver. I use these ones. I've actually been using. I've got this tool bag still that we've talked about, but this is my house tool bag right now. I'm going to do a video on my home tool bag. I've really been pleased with it, but in there, I've been keeping this one that I found at a sale, just a little number 1 Phillips. And these little spinny ones are nice. This is a rigid one. This one's good. So this one's going to live right next to it. Little flathead for electronics, thermostat, screws, and stuff like that. So, and Craftsman Professional really had some nice stuff back in the day. And these are like the Craftsman Professional, except they just say industrial, but they're the same handles as the Craftsman Professional ones were. So I've pretty much got the full set now, and I'm super pleased with that. This had the number 3 Phillips and then 2 number 2 Phillips, where the Phillips is actually in really good shape on both of these. It's so hard to find old Craftsman screwdrivers and stuff, number 2 Phillips with intact Phillips heads on them. So I've got a full set. Pretty much all I need now is a number 1 Phillips and maybe a little bit smaller of a flathead, and I'm in business. But what a great screwdriver set. These are nostalgic for me because we had these in the house growing up, and they just remind me of home. There's actually a set of these in the toolbox downstairs at my mom's house. There's an old Craftsman toolbox that's still down there, and it has these screwdrivers in it. So that's really cool. Picked that up for $6. I went to this estate sale, and they had a Delta 4-inch belt and disc sander that would be just like my my Delta 1-inch belt sander. I keep this one in a cabinet under here, and I use it all the time for my tool restorations. And I really wanted this belt and disc sander. It would have been a great addition to the shop. I've got an old Delta drill press, and that sander would have rounded out the Delta collection, but they just, I don't know, they wanted $100 for it, half off. They had it at 200, and it was 100, and I couldn't get them any lower than that, and I wasn't going to pay $100 for it. It wasn't like, it was pretty well used, and I just wasn't going to pay 100 for it. So anyway, that's the estate sale tool haul. $6. Got me another little one of these. I've got a bunch of them. Just throw them in the bottom of a tool bag, and great for just little pry tools and stuff. But what I want to talk about Well, before I talk about these Japanese tools, I'm gonna tell you about these. Now, these right here are pipe wrench pliers, and they're made in the USA. They're branded Wilco, but they're made by Wild Tool. I found these on eBay. They are 7-inch or something. They're like little channel locks with really kind of unique. I don't know if you can see it on camera very well, but they got kind of a real grippy, rubbery kind of handle. And this is a unique style of channel locks. They're just channel locks with this kind of right angle, different angle. I have a big set of them, a 13-inch set, and I should have grabbed it for this video, but it appears in other videos. And I just saw this and wanted it because I actually like this. The way these teeth are lined up, they bite really well. This is a really well designed pliers for really biting on something. So I don't know how much I'll use it, but it was just a real cool pair of pliers to add to the collection. So anyway, Wild Tools, just another little bonus for the little USA made section of the tool haul. Now, what I really wanted to talk about in this video is, this is just for comparison, but these two Japanese tools. Now, I'm in love with one of them. I started using these Fujiyas. I've had a lot of Japanese pliers, like suggestions from people. A lot of people use Fujiya and Tsunoda pliers. I just picked these up because they were a good deal around the holidays on Amazon, and I figured it would be a good way to kind of see what the Japanese pliers is all about. I have a lot of other ones. I have like I have a lot of engineer pliers. They're a Japanese company. They make the screw removal pliers and stuff. But these Fujiyas, they have a lot of pliers, and they look really nice. So they have really cool. I tried these. I've been trying these out of my tool bag, and they have a really nice jaw here. And these have been great. They're just super high quality, little 6-inch. They're light. They're just really useful. They're almost kind of like a Nipex Cobra or something, the way that the jaws are lined up. But they're really just a handy little pair of slip joints. I've been using them and I've really been liking them. So I figured I'd get me some more Fujiya. And these cutters were a pair of cutters that I did not have. I just didn't have one like it. And I'm in love with them. But before I talk about them, I'll go skip over to here. These are IPS, made in Japan. Iragashi, I think is the actual name of the company. These are the funkiest damn pair of pliers you'll ever see in your life. And I saw these on CP the Tool Addict channel. So shout out to CP the Tool Addict. Many of you probably watch his videos if you watch mine. And I saw these on his channel, and I just something about them just made me want to try them out. They have a internal spring mechanism. You can see that. And they have the triple joint, just like the Snap-on. These ones have been fantastic since I got them. I don't know how I live without the Snap-on slip joints. But these Iragashis have them. The IPS have them. So when you're on here on this setting, it's springy. The middle section, it's not springy. And look at these crazy jaws. Like you can get a lot of different kinds of bites with them. And then the third position goes back to being springy, but the middle one is not, which I thought was interesting. But these are a funky pair of pliers, and I've had them for a couple days, just on the workbench, and the spring the combination of the spring for a pair of pliers like this, I've never used a pair of pliers like this that had a spring. And there's something about these that is really nice. They have this nice little area that goes in between these two fingers. It fits in your hand nice. These are a cool pair of pliers. If you're interested in some funky pliers, look up these IPS pliers made in Japan. They're just crazy. They make a bunch of different kinds. I might get another pair. They have another kind of channel locky style that has like kind of like this, except it's more bent at an angle. These are neat. They're just neat. You know, this is the kind of pair of pliers. This is the kind of tools that I would not buy if I didn't have a YouTube channel. But I'm glad I bought them because they're just cool. They're funky and they're a cool addition to my slip joint plier collection. So I got them. They were $20 or something. And for $28, I picked these bad boys up. And the reason, you might say, golly, you've got a lot of cutters, and that's true. I just got another pair with the snap-on set. I got these snap-on cutters, and I love this style. But I've got a bunch of these. You know, these are just your regular old cutters. They're not flush cuts. You know, so if you want to cut a zip tie or something with one of these, like everybody knows, even you get it as flush as you can, but you're going to leave that end there that'll slice your hand open when you're reaching down in somewhere. So they make flush cuts. Now, I have flush cuts. In fact, I got some right here. I have some Nip-X ones too, but they're in the truck. But these are the ones that I use, and my Nip-X ones are very similar to these, and they have a little space down there. And what's annoying about these is you can't put them all the way down into the back of the cutters because it won't cut it because of that space. But you just got to put it up on the flat part and it'll cut it and it'll make a nice flush cut. So, you know, little flush cuts are great. This is a USA made Exolite pair, but they're super tiny. And I was on the Snap-on truck the other day, and they sell their flush cuts that are kind of like this, a little bit smaller, but they have the flush part, but they're like $70 or something crazy like that. And I was like, man, but I wanted a heavier duty, like bigger pair of flush cuts, you know, that was a little bit better than this, something that I could actually cut like some Romex or something with if I wanted to do that. So that's where these came in. I was looking around at Fujiya pliers forever, and I settled on these because, you know, they make a lot of heavy duty cutters like this that I don't really need any more of, but I never have had a heavier duty flush cutting pair of cutters. And these, you know, they're rated to where they'll cut, you know, some Romex or something. Like, here's some thick 12 gauge Romex, outdoor Romex, and they slice through that no problem. They got this super high leverage, a big rivet that's really close to the cutting edge, and that makes a big difference. These things cut like butter. I mean, absolutely, they're razor sharp, you know, and that is like an edge you want to protect. You don't want to cut anything hard with these. But copper wire and zip ties, these things cut that better than any pair of cutters I've ever used. I mean, seriously, that I've ever used. And I love these grips. They're a harder plastic, and they go all the way up to the edge. So, you know, if you need to hold it up here, it's really comfortable to hold it up here, you know. These are amazing. Okay? I'm in love with these pliers. I'm in love with these cutters. And what's cool about these you might look at these and say, why do these need to have a crimper? I mean, who cares? They don't really need a crimper, but it's actually super handy for a flush cut to have a crimper, because a lot of times when you are using zip ties, when you're flush cutting a zip tie, you're tying wires together and stuff. Like I do it when I'm working on air conditioners or whatever. If I have a bunch of stuff that got burnt up in an air conditioner, a lot of times I have to crimp. And man, I was not super prepared for this video, but in my little case, a lot of times I have these. I'll have to crimp one of these little connectors onto a wire and put it on like a circuit board or something. And if you work on cars, you have to do the same thing, spade connectors and stuff. And so you'll crimp this onto your wire, and you know, you can crimp that right here, and then you put it where it needs to go, and you got all these wires around, and then you tie them up with zip ties, and you pull it tight and tie it. And you always want to cut these. I mean, if you've ever been sliced by a zip tie that was cut with a pair like this, it's just a decent thing to do to flush cut them. And this is about as flush as it can possibly get right here. So, and you can go all the way down to the bottom, which is what I want to do. That's what I want to do, is I want to cut them all the way down here at the bottom. And I mean, it's almost like you can't even feel it cut. It's so effortless to cut it. But so you keep these in your electrical bag, or I might keep them in my air conditioner bag, because you don't want to cut anything steel with these, but man, for a set of electrical cutters, for just for wire and zip ties, this is like the creme de la creme. I think this is a better pair than the Snap-on. I've played with the Snap-on on the truck. They have Icon has a pair for $30. This right here for $28 is just the best flush cut pair of pliers that I think that I've ever seen. These are I'm in love with these. I'm so happy I got them. They're going to make my life so much easier. They're so high leverage. They cut copper wire just amazing. And I'm gonna take care of these edges, because man, it is a sharp edge. But the crimper and flush cut and handle comfort and high leverage joint really make these a fantastic tool. And this is what I really wanted to talk about in this video more than anything, was this pair of pliers. I'm absolutely in love with them. Fujiya. I'm definitely thinking of getting some more Fujiya pliers, because I'm just so impressed with these. I've just been really, really happy with them. So, anyway, nice little tool haul today. Another Sunday, another tool haul at Real World Tool Reviews. We just went over 2,000 subscribers, which is amazing, unbelievable. Thank you guys so much for all your support. It's been a lot of fun, and it's 2023 now. Can't believe it. My first video that I ever posted was at the end of January of 2022. So it's been almost exactly a year since we started the channel, and in that time we have got 2,000 subscribers, tons and tons of views, and just it's been an amazing experience. And I've got so many ideas and so much planned, and I just can't wait to see where it goes from here. So I just want to say thank you to all you guys again for your support, and let me know if there's anything that you want me to do with the channel, if you have any suggestions or tools that you might want to see in the coming year, or any type of advice, whatever, just let me know in the comments like you always do. And thank you guys for watching.